Hey, I'm talking about experimenting again. I'm Alana Heim of Prosperity Alignment, and this is part 2 of experimentation. Now, at the end of the last video, I seeded the aspect of emotional energy and experimenting with that, along with all of the inner aspects of yourself. So, learning who you are, aligning. I even planted the seed that you could go and request your human design chart at prosperityalignment.com/how. Now, why do I bring human design into this? Because it is the blueprint of who you are. And on an energetic level, it is what allows you to, let's say, remember a little bit more of who you are and how you receive energy, and also how you radiate energy out into the world. When it comes to experimentation, there's all kinds of energy that can come up. Some people have that line 3 and have that propensity to just want to try something, right? And so sometimes we can look down on quitting or somebody giving up. But here's the big piece. If you quit because you know it doesn't align with who you are and it's not fun and you don't like it, why do we have to continue doing it? I see this a lot. We see this in our children, and maybe you were the child that also did this. Let's just say, for example, in sports. In sports, we want our kids to sign up for the season and go play the game, right? Let's just say it's baseball. So your kid signs up, your kid's like, oh, I don't like this, I don't want to do it. And what do we do as parents? Or what did our parents do to us? We signed up, we paid for this, you're gonna see it through. So the kid does, and he hates it, right? You see it all over his face, you see it in his body language, you see it is not a vibrational match. You can't force the kid. It's only if he's gonna come back around, right, to choose for himself if he wants to do it. So for example, I was the child when I was 5 who played soccer, but I did not like the shin guards. I think we have video of me like trying to take them off, or I'd mope around. I did not like it. So then I quit soccer. And then fast forward a year or two when my brother, who was a little younger than me, started to play. And now I wanted to play too. And so that got me back in, for whatever reason, to want to play soccer, and I continued to play soccer throughout high school, a little bit in college just for fun, but I loved the sport. I didn't know what I didn't know until I tried it, but also then had to get out of it and then back in it. So just know, line 3s, that's a little bit of the dance that we do. Sometimes we have to jump in, jump back out. So if you do that in your work, if you do that in sports, if you do that in relationships, it's okay. It's part of the experimentation. Now let's talk about the emotional aspects. If you are emotional, and that is something that's defined in the chart, if your emotional solar plexus is defined, you have consistent emotional energy. We all have emotional energy. Just half of us have it consistently, half of us have it more inconsistently. Which one are you? I'm emotionally consistent. And I'm sure if you've watched my videos by now, you've seen plenty of me crying on camera and going through the emotion. And that is part of my own experimentation on what am I feeling, diving deeper into exploring it, being able to now give words to it, articulate, and process the energy in such a way that I can move on. So my emotional wave as a 3740 is pretty steady. It's a tribal wave. However, when something happens within my tribe, and you are part of my tribe, if anything happens to you, to people I love, to anyone in my community, in my family, it really unravels me, right? So some of those experiences, if you've seen those videos, were because my emotional steadiness went ping, pong, 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 all over the place. And suddenly, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't think, I can't work, I can't really function as the person that I know I am. But guess what? That is a part of the person that I am. And it's okay to feel those things. Because when it comes to manifestation, as it relates to prosperity, our emotional energy is the most powerful and fastest way for you to manifest. So if you've been playing more that logical, experimental kind of way of the left brain and wanting to be repetitive, right? And you've probably heard repetition, repetition, repetition. If you're an experimenter, you're going to know if repetition works for you. If you're like me and you're emotional, and yes, you are an experimenter, you're going to dance in both until you realize what truly works for who you are. And repetition is not my game. That doesn't work for me. And you know what does? My emotional superpowers. So where in your life are you repressing all of this emotional power, right? Something comes up, you're upset, and you shove it down. Because the moment you can feel, and I have many of these experiments and experiences where the tears just come out now. There is no stopping what is here to flow. That ocean of emotion is here to come out, be seen, be heard. And you know what it does? It allows me to feel, to be more clear, right? To find the clarity, to really understand what was going on and how to learn from it, to see the blessings. And then power comes through. And my emotional waves are getting shorter and shorter, the duration. And God, source, universe keeps bringing me new experiences to be upset, to feel, to process, to cry, and to be able to still record videos for you, knowing I've grown from my own experiences. And this is why I share them, because they are part of prosperity building, right? It's just like working out. You got to build the muscle, and you can't do it overnight. It is a steady marathon. And the more that you can experiment with your emotional energy, the more you are going to find who you are. And you're going to have fun realizing just how powerful you are through your emotions. And the gifts that you bring are here to share. And there is no embarrassment over crying, because really, if somebody else is uncomfortable with your tears, they're uncomfortable with their own. And now is the time for all of us to step up and step in to our powers, to be who we are, and not really care anymore what others think. Really, we're showing them, we're the way showers for who they can be, and that it's okay to express who you are, feel your emotions. So just to recap, experimentation, right? Sometimes it works and you know what you want, and sometimes you got to get out and you know what doesn't work. That's okay. Be forgiving and loving with yourself. Secondly, your emotional powers are part of your ability to manifest. So play with them, explore, experiment with them, right? Because you are prosperity. It's right here within you. And now more than ever, it's time for that prosperity to be unleashed. You can do it. I know you can. So, much love to you. And happy exploring, experimenting. Have so much fun. Bye for now.